Hello everybody, this is Terry with Crafty Book Nerd, and today I want to share with you some more work in our reading junk journal. First of all, I have a quote from one of the books that I read for this month. And with everything going on in the world, I thought this was really appropriate. How similar does someone have to be to you before you remember to see them first as human? And that comes from Mad Honey, which is one of the books I read in January. Today's video is going to show you some prep work that I did to get ready to put my books in that I read for the month of January. I'm not discussing these books today. There will be a separate video where I discuss each of these books in a little bit more detail in case you're interested in picking up any of the ones that I read this month. So what I'm doing today is just showing you the mechanics of probably how I'm going to do this every month, just so that you'll get an idea of what I'm doing. So here are some of the things I did today. One thing I did today is I had some quotes from the books that I read, and I just went to my printer and I printed out those quotes so that I can put those in different places in my journal. That's one of the things I did today. Another thing I did is all the books that I read this month, I went online and I found the book covers and I copied and pasted those into a PowerPoint. You could do it in Microsoft Word, any software like that. And I just printed those out so I could have little covers of each of the books that I read. So that's something that I did today. Another thing that I did for prep is I started making these. I'm going to make 12, one for each month. And these are going to go in a pocket. And this is a stamp, and I will link to that stamp. It says book club. So this is where I'm going to put the book that I read for book club, and then I'll be able to journal on the back of that. The other thing that I did today is I stamped a bunch of library cards and cut those out. I'll also link to that in the description box. I'm going to have a link to all the different products that I used in case you want to get your hands on these. So what I thought I would do with the library cards is, here's an example. Is I'll take the library card, and on the front I'll write the author and the title of the book, and then this is going to be where I'm going to put my thoughts about the book. And then on the back I'm going to glue the title, the book cover on the back, and then I can have room back there also if I need to journal more. Some other things that I printed is, one of the things I'm doing this year is every month I'm trying to read a book recommended by a friend. So once again, in PowerPoint, I made some little labels that says friend book, and I plan on writing the person's name right here. And then that will go on a library card with the cover of the book that was recommended by a friend. Another one of my goals was to make sure I read the book of the month. So I just did a little BOM tag, and what I'll do there is, as you can see on this one, this is my book of the month for this month. And it's the little library card again to write on the front. And on the back, I'll put the cover, All the Dangerous Things was it, and then I'll put BOM, and that tells me that was the book of the month. So that's another thing I'm doing. I also I die cut a lot of hearts, and those are going to go on books that I really loved. Any book that I really loved, I'm going to put that heart on there. Then I am also doing the PopSugar challenge this year, first time for me to do that. And if you go on their Facebook page, you can get some little freebies. And this was one of those little things that I got, and I'll link to their page. And it says the challenge. And then I went to Etsy, and somebody took time and created a document that I really liked with these prompts that show all the prompts for the PopSugar. And what I'm going to do is, as I read one of those, a book that I think's a prompt, I'm going to just cut that out like this, put it with my book cover, and then that's going to go inside my book. So this was just a lot of kind of prep stuff today. So let me show you how I'm going to be doing some of this. And every month will probably be a little bit different. So if you remember, these were the January new books I wanted to read. If I read the book, I'm going to put a little star by it, or a little check mark by it. So like All the Dangerous Things I did read this month, so I'm going to put a star by it. And these that I didn't read, some of these like The Stolen Heir, I haven't gotten that one yet, and a few of these others I do plan on reading, but they may not get read in January. So, but that's just there to remind me. Then if you remember, we had done our January calendar here, and I had left this open, and this is where I plan on putting my book club book inside here, and I'll add some ribbon there. So I'll add the books to that. Then on this page, I added 3 little strips and made 3 little pockets. And I can do a couple different things with these. I can put some of the library cards in them. I can put several library cards all the way up in those. I could also use those pockets to put my quotes in from my books that I liked. I can use that for that. So there's some different things I can do there. On this side, I decided that this page is going to be for my PopSugar. I had 2 books that I read this month that meet that challenge. And so I will just put those here. And I'll write a little bit about each one of those. I've got that one and I've got this one. And I'll use those lines to write on. And then here, I took some scraps I had and I made a belly band. And I'm going to stick some of the cards of the books that I read for that there. So once I fill those out, put the books on them, they'll go inside there. And then the last page before February starts this is where I'm going to discuss my favorite book for January. I'm going to put the picture of the book here. And that's probably where I'm also going to put a little heart because it was my favorite for January. And then this gives me lots of room to write about what my favorite book was for January. I just got a low battery warning. Let's hope it doesn't die before I finish this video. So that just kind of gives you an idea of some of the things that I'm doing to get ready. And when I see you again, I should have all that filled out and I can show you how it looks once it's all put together. I will have links to the products that I'm using below. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so and share with your friends if you think they might be interested in reading books or doing crafts. My next video, I will be discussing the books I read for January. And then shortly after that, I will have my what I plan to read for the month of February. Thanks, everybody, for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this video.